In today's episode, we're going to be talking some FIFA 20 Azione. That's Italian for Azione.
Italians don't mind him. Excuse him.
All the earbuds
He
came
doesn't
off.
know any better.
All
He
the
doesn't know
Italian
any
earbuds
better.
came off. We talk about the EPL coming back. We talk about the UEFA. No, the Euro. Is it the UEFA or Euro? Whatchamadoodles?
UEFA, yeah.
Yeah, UEFA.
Yeah.
And Euros, whatever those games, the ones that are important to Louis. And
Not the money. Not the money.
not the money. And we have a very special guest on the show from the In the 11 podcast.
Dude, it's good.
This one. Check it out. Louis, everybody, welcome to Soccer Stupid, the Soccer Podcast, episode 51, and episode 11 on the YouTubes. How are you, man?
I'm doing well, man.
Are you doing well? I see your scruff's coming in a little bit. It's coming in very nicely.
I'm growing the Che Guevara beard. That's the plan.
I like it. I can't wait till...
You know what? I got a question for you, though.
Please.
I got to wait before you move on.
What are you, a cop? Huh? What are you, a cop?
So one of my hairs is getting to when I'm I can feel it right here, it goes right into my mouth. Mm-hmm. Do you trim those or you just let them grow out?
In fact, as you're talking about it, they're really annoying me. Sometimes I feel like little bugs are crawling into my
hair. Yeah. Right, and I'm like, and then my wife was like, I can cut them for you, but I was like, wait, I want to do this right, so I have to ask Joao if I'm supposed to clip them or...
Well, it depends how much effort you want to put into it, right? So
I'm 100% in.
Yeah, I'm putting
100%
zero effort into growing a beard. Zero. I just let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. And that's what I'm doing. But you're right. It's a little bit. This is where it starts. Because I don't think I've gone much further than this in my entire life. And so there are things that do annoy me. Yeah, like you're saying, like it goes over the lip a little bit. It's a little itchy, and the bottom part. Oh, sometimes I get stuff in it now. That's a new phenomenon.
Well, I saw that promo video you made. With the hot dogs. You used the LAFC hot dogs ladies.
Yeah.
And that hot dog went all over the place, man. I was like, that's gonna take a while to clean out. You're like,
I was trying to be as gross as possible in the end there.
Oh, you were. Don't worry. People got it.
That hot dog was good. It was it was too late.
I liked it actually.
I didn't want to video it again. It was actually a bratwurst. I meant to say a brat, but I said hot dog, and I was like, whatever. We'll just leave it in with the hot dog.
Dude, I liked it, man. Very, very natural. You gotta be natural in these things.
That's how bored I am when I'm sitting there.
You know what? It's funny because I've tried to make promos like yours, but I'm not a natural, man. I'm trying to be like Joao here, but
nothing to it.
I need a few iced teas in order for me to get to that place.
You need a little bit of the secret sauce in your iced tea too.
Secret sauce in here. I think my wife spits on it or something.
I still have a giant vodka bottle from when we used to do the pod in my garage. Pod in my garage. That sounds like some sort of song. And it's like giant. It's like this big. There's a bunch of American flags or something on it. And I look at it once in a while.
MAGA.
Did I? Nah.
Funny story. I bought that drink because I wanted to have it whenever we did the show. But then I realized that I had to drive back home. So if I want to drive back home, I do not want to have too many of those. So
that's a double whammy for you. That's driving while brown and DUI on top of it. Yeah. You don't want that citation. the citation with the paper and a citation with some fist actions.
Black eye the next day. Well, I gotta take care of myself nowadays. Back in the day, I could get away with getting black eyes and whatever. Now I have a family, so I have to play it safe. So
now they get black eyes. Is that what you're saying? Nah, I don't see it happening.
Dude, talking about that.
People don't do that anymore, right?
Wait, hold on.
That's
I gotta
old
tell you my story. All right. So I took the boys for a walk yesterday because my wife, she works the night shift, so she takes her naps and she wakes up really late during the afternoon the next day. So I get to take care of the kids in the morning. So I brought Andre and Alec to the park, and I was taking Alec for a walk, and he was holding my finger, right? He was holding my small finger, but it was so hot that he got so sweaty that his hand
right
slipped
now. Whew.
out of my pinky finger, and he just face planted, man. Oh, dude, it broke my heart, bro. It was like nosebleed,
No,
big old bump on his forehead.
that's the worst.
It broke my heart, but
It's hard. It's hard seeing your little ones injured. I remember actually one time when June was about your kid's age, and he was like running towards us as fast as he could, and I even remember thinking like, "Oh my god, don't run, man!" And he just hit the ground. He like scraped up his knee. It was like his first like real like looking injury. You know, it was just some scrapes, but it was like I remember actually. Don't make fun. So I'm a sap. I cried a little bit. Got a little bit of a tear. Later, he had to like take a bath, and it was all ouchy. You know, it was all his knees were all scraped up, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, I failed you as a dad." And he's never forgiven me ever since.
He hates you. My favorite line is like, "That was Daddy's fault. That was Daddy's fault. I'm sorry. I'll make it up." Because because they don't know any better. They don't, and so you're supposed to be there to protect them. But there's times, man, that it's just impossible.
Hey, I remember even.
I'm sorry, Alec.
Hey,
I apologize.
Hey, don't forget. I actually remember as a child. I remember this. Okay, we were at the ocean.
15 years old.
I was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
No, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I remember we went to the ocean, and I was holding my mom's hand. And I'm not even kidding. I totally remember this. And the wave hit, and she, probably had to let go because it just made her let go. And I tumbled for like what felt like 45 minutes in the ocean.
Is that why you hate water nowadays?
I love it. But I still totally remember that, and I remember the feeling at the time like you let go of my hand. So kids don't forget.
That's what I'm saying. Like when it's something traumatic, you don't forget. You'll bring it up like 20 years later. Like, what? I don't remember that. What were we talking about?
What was one of your traumatic situations, Louis? You got any stories you can tell us?
I have one too many, man.
What's traumatic is that mustache coming in. That's traumatic for all of us.
No, I do remember when growing up in my country, there was a civil war going.
Russia?
And a civil war.
In Russia,
yeah, aka El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
So I remember my uncle wanted to bring me to he was going to a different city, and he was taking the bus there. And I remember that we were getting close to the city, but they had there was a war going on, so they had to stop the buses, and they told us to go back, to our, where we came from. And so I remember my uncle was like, okay, so we started running. And eventually we could hear like the gunshots. But I think I was too young to realize the danger that we were in. But I still remember it because, again, it was not something normal. But, the stuff that happens to people in the third world countries,
Yeah. Not everybody can relate, right? Not everybody can relate. But one thing everybody can relate to is Sacer. EPL, man. That's like is that next week? When's June 6th, 17th? I feel like that's like next weekend or something.
17th. Today, what is no, actually, today's the 4th.
Time is a flat circle, man.
Today's the 4th, so
I don't even know anymore.
2 weeks from now.
Oh, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now, it's all coming back, baby. It's all coming back. You're not going to have fixtures. We're going to be talking about games and the scores of games. We're going to be forgetting players' names and who scored them.
Scores and stats.
All that's coming back.
The
format.
The big mess is coming back.
the big mess that is soccer stupid. Oh, man. But that's exciting. What are you most excited about with EPL coming back?
Well, the EPL. Again, I think you're more excited than I am because you pretty much have the EPL championship in the bag. I don't see Manchester City coming back to make any noise. So Liverpool, I think, will be taking the crown this year. So congratulations to you
Arigato
and
gozaimasu.
to Liverpool. You were actually wearing your Liverpool. You switched. Okay.
Yeah, well, and we can segue right into this. We had in our interview with Brendan Griffiths of the In the 11 soccer podcast. He's a huge Tottenham Hotspur fan. So I felt hearing that I had to wear my Liverpool hat. So I would say, check it out. All right, welcome to the podcast, Brendan. My first question to you is: I hear just from a little birdie, and that little birdie was you, as we just had a conversation, that you're a huge Tottenham Hotspur fan. So I quickly dusted off my Liverpool hat. But why don't you talk about one thing we mentioned on our call too was that I love Mourinho, and not because I respect everything about him, but he's like a perfect villain. What are your thoughts about Mourinho taking over Tottenham?
So it's funny. I was thinking about this after we got off the call. I respect a manager who puts winning above all else. Like he's just kind of ruthless in his pursuit of perfection, I guess. So you want somebody like that at the helm of your team, somebody who wants to bring your club to that level of glory. But at the same time, like I said, there's a certain part of you that also wants it to look pretty, and you want it to that beautiful game aspect to be there. And you don't always really get that from Mourinho. It's oftentimes a very direct and
physical.
Structured
you
style.
You don't always get pretty with Mourinho.
No. So it's hard. We're still yet to see if we'll put trophies in the cabinet with him, but I don't know.
Yeah. I miss the days, Louis and I talk about this on the pod a lot. Miss the days of, I think Chelsea. Him on Chelsea with Diego Costa was like the perfect villain combo, a duet combo. I absolutely miss those days. I was bummed when he left, and then I was thrilled when he came back for Manchester United. And again, not for any particular reason other than I just love this perfect villain in the game. Just kind of stirs up everything. And then I was bummed when he left, and then we came back to Tottenham. I was so excited that he was back, but then the whole COVID thing happened.
Yeah. I kind of almost liken him to like a Zlatan type character, where he just he loves to talk and kind of stir the pot, but at the same time, like he can back it up. He's not just talking a big game; he really puts it out there. So
So the question is, do you think that he's probably not as good as he used to be as coaching? Because it seems like the last couple of clubs he's been to, he hasn't really done much per se.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think he's
he hasn't had a lot of time, right?
Well, I mean, Manchester United was there for a whole season, and he just even with Chelsea, like when he came back the second time around, he didn't do that well.
He drove Manchester United like a bus right off a cliff.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's certainly a case to be made for it, because the game is always evolving and new styles of play are always being implemented, and like the game just changes rapidly from year to year. And sometimes, you wonder with him still trying to implement a similar style to what he's had success with in the past, in the likes of the Inters and the Chelseas and of years past, you kind of wonder like, okay, maybe is it time to adapt and evolve and do something new? I don't know.
I was actually starting to get excited. Was Dali Ali, right? He was. I feel like Poach. I used to call him Pochettino. He didn't have him up front as much, and then I feel like when Mourinho came in and he started putting him up front, and I kept telling Louis like that's the guy right there, and he was scoring like crazy goals at least initially.
Yeah.
So I think he does have clearly he's one of the all-time most winningest coaches, right? But I think he does have a knack for finding that player, and then kind of building them up
and on the rough
in the right places. Yeah. So I'd be curious to see where this ends. But again, COVID. So
Yeah.
segueing into here we are, we're having Zoom calls now, this is great too, is it's sort of a blessing in disguise that we were too lazy to figure out how to do remote interviews.
We're like, oh, we'll come across it whenever we have to.
Yeah, and everybody was like Zoom, and then so this is really easy. But here we are. We don't have any live sports; they're just kind of slowly coming back. How have you been coping without watching a game? What have you been doing?
It's been tough. I mean, honestly, so for me, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this as well, I kind of started my podcast in the COVID time, the quarantine time. I'm 5 episodes in now, so that's kind of been a cool thing for me to sort of like try a new project, something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and now this abundance of free time that I've had is sort of giving me that last push to really go and do it. So
Louis got a bunch of free time now.
Oh yeah, 2 kids, just put them aside. It's been like you said right now, we have a little bit more time. I think Thursdays, my wife understands that it's me and Joao's time. We get like an hour or 2, so she's able to take care of the kids. But other than that, man, I'm like busy with them, taking them out to the park, for walks. So it's just chaos. But it's been a blessing in disguise for us. For me at least, COVID-19, because now we're doing the show regularly, and I also have time to spend with the family. So not too mad about it. Not too mad about it.
So what have you been doing, Brendan? Without live sports, are you watching documentaries? Are you watching that stuff on ESPN with the marbles? Like,
I haven't quite resorted quite to that yet. I think honestly the biggest thing for me too was, so in the end of 2019, I was actually playing overseas with a club in Germany.
Oh wow!
So my plan was I was supposed to be back. I'm supposed to be in Germany right now if there was no COVID-19. So not only do I not have that same like ability to watch sports, but that was like what I was doing was also playing as well. So that's been a big thing that's been missing. So a lot of it's like I've been training as much as I can on my own to just try and when and if football comes back in some sort of capacity, that I'm ready to maybe still keep chasing the dream a little bit longer. But
chase the dream.
Yeah.
Chase the dream. I did not chase the dream, but by any means.
we quit. Like, by the way, Brendan, I was listening to your podcast earlier today, and man, it's such an amazing story, bro. I mean, you went from like high school. Your whole story. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle, and going from different schools and stuff like that, and trying to make it, and then. The one thing that stands out was the coach who recruited you, right? And you thought you were going to play for the team, but in reality, it was a tryout. And then you had to run like a 5:25 mile. Is that what it was? Dude, like I remember I used to be in high school. And I used to be one of the fast guys. And I don't think I ever broke like 6. And for the coach to expect you to go to 5:20, that must have been like just like quickly doing the laps or whatever you guys were doing. But you made it. So you made the time, but it didn't result. The problem is that it didn't result for them keeping you. But I'm sorry for your kind of hardships. But now it seems like you're in a better place. Like you said, you play for a team in Germany, and it seems like you're doing better now. But it's a great story, man. It's I think a lot of people should hear it. Yeah, because especially like you said at the end, you want people to take the positive of it. Because sometimes people will be like, I quit, I can't do this anymore. But you always try to find you found a way to make it happen, and I'm very proud of you for that.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
I really do. That's the main goal of why I started it, was to just. I've always been fascinated kind of with athletes' sort of like origin stories, kind of how they got to where they are, and I think so many people, they see, for example, like a type of thing like this Last Dance documentary just came out with Michael Jordan, and you see like big time players like that, and you don't always necessarily get the stories of the little guy who are, like grinding in the minor leagues before they get to the majors and that type of thing. And I think there's value in that too. So I'm trying to share my story, and like I said, I really appreciate that. I'm hoping I can inspire a couple people out there.
And again, a lot of the times we see superstars and all these athletes, but we don't know what they had to go through in order to get there, right? And you're a perfect example of that. Like, we don't know where you're gonna end up, but nonetheless, like you've done it right. You've done the right thing in every step. So, congrats, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know where he's going to end up as the greatest soccer podcaster of all time. Why don't you talk a little bit about your podcast and how people can listen in?
Sure, yeah. So the podcast is titled In the 11 with Brendan Griffiths. That's my full name. And basically right now it's sort of a storytelling type podcast where I'm kind of just sharing with my listeners what I'm doing in terms of me trying to become a professional footballer. I talk a little bit about how I went overseas to Germany. I talk a little bit about how kind of once I graduated college, how I found that opportunity to go to Germany. As Luis just said, I talk about my college experience and how that was kind of crazy. And like I said before, I think a lot of times you see professional athletes, if we even look at soccer in America, you see an athlete, he goes to Stanford for 2 years and has a tremendous career and gets drafted. And now he's an Inter Miami player or something like that. And there's so many players, especially for this particular sport and with Americans, that we have to go a very non-traditional route to try and get there, and oftentimes it means going overseas and living in weird places and living out of a suitcase and that type of thing. So I'm just trying to kind of share my story, and like I said, hopefully it can inspire some people out there, and hopefully some people can.
You're very inspired, Louis. Look at him. Look how inspired.
I'm ready to go play, man. I'm ready to go. Put me in, coach.
Good.
25 miles, oh man. Hey, everybody, if you're listening to this and seeing this, right, we're also on the YouTubes. Mm-hmm. Check out Brendan Griffiths podcast. In the 11 is fantastic stuff, and I'm assuming you can find it anywhere podcasts are found, including Apple Podcasts.
Correct. Yeah, and I do have the first 3 episodes up on YouTube. I'm trying to get that 5th one up there. As you know, YouTube is not quite as easy as just the simple audio editing, but we're working on it.
That's very true. It's very true. It's great having you on the show, and we'll definitely be tuning in.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man.
Bye,
we'll see you.
Take care, brother.
You too.
Good luck, man.
Now that was another great interview. Brendan was awesome, and I strongly encourage everybody to check out his podcast again. It is In the 11 with Brendan Griffiths. Available on Apple Podcasts and anywhere podcasts are found.
Brendan has been our first real soccer player that we've interviewed, right?
That's true. I mean, if you don't
almost
count an oil,
pre-professional, right?
Is an oil
no, but he never actually played for college. Well, you only play for pickup soccer. Like, that doesn't count, bro.
I played U10.
What did you play? Were you the water boy? That doesn't count. I'm sorry. It doesn't count.
It counts. It counts. No, you're right. It's pretty great. It was good to hear how he's again dealing with not having any soccer, but it's all coming back, baby. It's all coming back. It's coming back. It's not coming back.
Hopefully, before you go on, hopefully he gets to travel back to Germany and continue on his journey playing soccer there, because as you know, the story of his is very interesting to me. I was listening to it and how he struggled to be where he's at now. So, hey, Brendan, best luck to you, brother. And you know what? I'll be catching you because, your story is really, really interesting to me.
Yeah.
And to João.
Right,
João?
Oh, I'm more interested in that than anything now these days. In fact, I'm done. This podcast is over. See ya.
Bye.
Let's talk about. You want to talk about UEFA and the return, and what's going on? Why are you so excited about it? I'm interviewing you now.
I froze.
You son of a bitch! I'm gonna have to edit now. I'm gonna have to edit.
You know what?
In a podcast, you can't have a dead air like that for that long.
But I'm very excited about the UEFA actually, because as you know, Atletico Madrid kind of took you guys out. Liverpool is no longer there, so there's gonna be a new champion in the UEFA this year. I know, Joao. I know.
It's okay.
I know.
You can't win it. You can't win it all.
Can win them all. But so I'm excited to see who is going to represent the world of the UEFA Cup this year. So Atletico Madrid is always one of those teams. They're like a pesky team, right? They are good, but are they good
João
enough?
Felix.
Are they good enough
Yep.
this year to take it all? Hey, I'm rooting for them. I mean, I'm a Barca guy. Barca's still in, but it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna win it this year.
Who will take it all?
Because also, knowing that this whole pandemic and what's going on in the world right now, I feel like it's gonna be like a shorter, right? It's gonna be a shorter season for EPL, UEFA. Anything that's going on as far as sports is gonna be shrank like completely smaller. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Who can deal with this whole pressure of winning? So I'm excited.
Yeah, and also when you have a break like that, it changes everything. Like what? Can you imagine we come back to EPL and like Liverpool just can't win a game ever again?
Not only that, but imagine, this rest helps everybody too, health
That's
wise,
true.
right?
Yeah.
Because these guys are constantly playing. So now they got like a month, like 2 months and a half or something like that.
Yeah,
What
but
can happen where? Like
no,
March?
but also when you have such a long break and a rest, not only does it mess up sort of the momentum, right? But
That's
also,
true.
there's like a difference between like, they say like, mid-season form versus, starting season form. A player and even the team gets better as they play, right? And so like you can almost think that it's been so long now, with the break, it's been like what, 3 months? That's almost the amount of
Wow.
it's almost the amount of time between seasons for EPL. I don't know if I got that right or not, but it feels at least that much. So it's almost like if they all come back, they're going to be sort of, maybe they've been practicing again, but it's almost going to be like a new season, new season legs. You know what I mean?
Well, the energy is gonna be up, right? I feel like they're gonna have all this energy, like trying to like let out.
Yeah.
But can you channel that energy and make it work into a way where like
Yeah.
you can play as your coach demands, right? And I think it's going to come down to that. And but the disciplined teams, they usually that's why they're winning, because they go by the coaches and they follow everything, and that's how they get the results.
Right.
So I don't see the great teams struggling. It's more like the teams are like trying to become that next level team, right?
Yeah,
and that happens in the UEFA. You have teams that all of a sudden just happen to be great that year, and hopefully again it's not going to affect those teams in a way that is going to backfire at them. But Atletico Madrid is one of those teams that have they have a great coaching. They're just a tough team to beat.
Yeah, and don't forget the guy Diego Costa, my favorite player of all time.
What about Diego? Now Diego rested. Now Diego's coming back, and he's angry.
He's angry
because he's been sitting for 3 months.
He might bite somebody.
That's what actually, you know what? This actually benefits Barcelona, because Barcelona, Luis Suarez was out at the time when they were playing. So now,
did you think of him when I said biting? Is that why immediately he popped in your head?
Well, he's changed his ways. He's changed. He's a changed man.
He's a family man.
He's a good man. He's a family man.
He's maturing as he gets older.
Even though, he keeps getting all those neck tattoos and stuff, but he's a good man.
I don't understand a neck tattoo. I mean, at some point you're going to be, and I'm sure this will offend a bunch of people who are listening who do have neck tattoos, but if you're in sports, to get these things, at some point you're not going to be in sports, and you're going to be young when you leave too. You're going to be like 30, 35, and you're good with your money. That's great, but at some point you're going to want to be like, something that maybe a neck tattoo. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Who do I know?
I mean, the culture has changed. I feel like in the world.
That's true.
Yeah, like now. Yeah, like I don't have any, and I wouldn't never have any. But people in the world have changed, and now it's like it's the norm in a way.
So you get that Brazil national team tattoo in the back of your neck.
I do have Messi's face in the back.
You would. I wouldn't even be shocked. Look what I got today.
He smiles when I do this.
For me, it's like I constantly, like, as I get older and I go through cycles and I change, right? So like, for example, in my 20s, in my college years, I was a huge Charlie Chaplin fan, and I still love Charlie Chaplin today. But like,
Well, that's your password. I'm just kidding.
for everything. But I have. That's funny. It's true. But say at that point in my life, I was like, I want a tattoo. I would probably get a Charlie Chaplin tattoo, right? And then like later in life, I got really into something else. And what I'm basically saying is like I can't. There isn't a time period in my life where I don't change, and I can't imagine having one thing on my skin that represents me for my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Except for maybe soccer stupid. I can get a soccer stupid. This
your mom.
This is for life, baby.
Your mom in here somewhere.
Mom,
Yeah, that never changes. Aww. I love you, Mom.
How is your FIFA 20 going, man?
Dude,
are you doing good?
Look at this smile.
That's a big smile. Even when you smile, even do that little spark, the little ching. So then, what's so good about what's going on? You bastard.
My FIFA 20 has become way better than the last time we spoke.
I'm only saying
I don't think I figured out the whole logistics of it, but I've gotten better. And you remember I kept struggling from like Division 10 to 9. I would go to Division 9, but then I would get relegated. I got relegated twice, by the way. See how honest I am? I'm so honest.
If I got relegated as much as you did, I would also be honest about it.
Oh, right. No, actually, you would. So I got relegated twice from 9 to 10.
Yep.
All of a sudden, everything came in place. I started winning, and Division 9, and then Division 8,
this guy.
And now Division 7, Joao.
You made a deal with the devil.
Dude, guess who's in Division 7? Do you know who's in Division 7 about to relegate?
This guy right here. I'm actually very close. I'm actually always in. Let me know. I'm interested in what your Division 7 experience will be, because it's much tougher than 8. Like, it's a completely different game. And like once in a while, you'll get somebody who you just destroy. I don't know how it happens. Like, I've done 3-0 games, but mainly it's really tough. And this is my third season in 7, and I always almost relegate. Like, I'm like in the last season, I stayed in the season with 1 point. Like if I didn't like at least tie. That's what I mean. If I didn't at least tie, you know what I mean, I would have been relegated. But I'm Sunderlanding right now. It's now a verb, and I'm just I suspect that I will get relegated.
Well, talking about this whole thing is like you feel like sometimes you feel like you have figured out how people play and stuff like that, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I've won the last, I was playing and it's like win, and then draw, and then win, and then I got the cup. And one thing I got to tell you, my last game I was playing Real Madrid, and it was a 1-0 game, and he was better than I was. I can tell you that. Somehow Messi was able to score that goal, and I was 1-up. And so the whole game, back and forth, but it was more him attacking me. And then in the last 2 minutes, I decided to. Not a nice person. So I decided to play the ball. I was like, you know what? You had your chance. Now now I gotta play it safe, because you know what? It's only like I wasn't like in the 85th.
You get the ball. Well, that's what you do.
85th minute. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So then I was like passing the ball, and then that's how I beat him. I'm pretty sure on the other side of the spectrum, that person must have been.
That happened to me a couple days ago. Maybe was that you bastard.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I beat you 4-0 last time, Joe.
You did, dude. And that's like, and I'm finding that with the people I know. I think we talked about this before. Like, I play better with against people I don't know. I don't know why. Like, it clicks for me. But when I know somebody, there's the pressure. There's more pressure. Yeah, there's more pressure because you're like, first of all, you're so angry that they even scored on you when you know the person. Like, if you score on me, I'm like beyond furious about it.
Sliding.
I've seen you. But yeah, for whatever reason, and then also I think, and I got to try some new tactics, because I have these kind of go-to things that I always do. And I played our LAFC season ticket holder buddy
Danny.
Daniel, and he's been killing me lately, just killing me. He said
I
he was
thought
very
you said
nice.
Daniel wasn't that good.
He was very nice. He was very nice yesterday. He said I was having an off day, but he beat me like 3-4 days in a row.
You're having a bad week, bro. You're having a bad week.
But I think everyone's figured me out. Like I need to like change. I need to do another. Was that when I did really well and I got out of my Sunderland thing was when I found a formation that I liked and I changed all the.
Why did you change it?
Huh?
Why did you change it if it was working for you?
No. When to get me out of Sunderland,
you had a format going.
No. When I was Sunderlanding like a month ago, and then I got out of that, and I got into Division 7, whatever. That's when I changed my formation. Was when I went like this. But now I'm saying that I'm going down. I think people have figured me out, and I need to change my tactics and look at another style of play.
Wait, before we move on, I know VAR. He's being excited because he's beat me twice. Story short, right? So he was
Speaking of somebody who made a deal with the devil, that kid. What happened over there?
It's a fly, dude. Like, I was like right here. I'm like, what is this? Dude. So Anthony, aka VAR, dude was like, hey, let's play because you know what? You're on a hot streak, and I was like, sure, dude. I still need to figure him out.
Yeah, he's tough. Hey, dude, I played him the other day, and I'm not even kidding. It was like I scored immediately. Bam! Like every game, João. I always say João scores first blood, right? I for some reason I'm able to do bam, just get in there. And the last game I played,
I'm the opposite.
I was up 4-2. Do you remember what he beat me at?
Yeah, 6 was it
6-4. Yeah, and the second half, and that was all the first half of the game. The second half of the game, and I was like, "Yeah, how is he going to come back from a 4-2 deficit?" And dude,
he called the devil right away. He called the devil. He's like,
"Remember our deal?
What's going on here? Hey, my blood. Hey, I did this.
Remember our deal? We had a deal, No, that's your brother. And
is my brother eating you or what, bro?
I don't know what he's. And then you destroyed me 6-4. I can't tell you how mad I was. I don't even know how it happened, but I clearly fell apart. You know what I mean? Like he figured me out, and then I also just fell apart. And like my defense fell apart. I was so frustrated and so mad, and I'm rushing everybody up again. I'm telling you, it's when I get mad and I rush up all my defense, throw everybody out of formation. I can't break it. I can't.
So I don't know. So I don't know if this is a compliment, but he's like, you and João have similar game where we use the wings. No, we use the wings.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, well, no, I'm better than João.
Certainly right now. I was going there for a while, and then I always look it up as you and I are pretty even. But right now, I'm just like with my losses. I'm like, the game's got me, man.
Well, I think you're slightly better than I am, and I'm okay to say that.
Nice try. It's not true. No, I'm trying to. In this what I've done in the past is I've been using the wings and trying to do crosses, as a scorer. And I've been trying, and this is where I think I'm being figured out is like I'm trying to get the ball up in the middle. I'm trying to get everything and pass, especially when I get into the box. I'll try to do some pass, and then finally get to like Mbappe and score. And sometimes it works, but a lot of lately now it's like I've been figured out, and I can't it just every pass I do gets intercepted. It sucks. But I have one move when I get frustrated. I'm gonna give it away because I'm gonna change my style, baby. I have one move in the second half. I do this where I pass the ball back, and I got Neymar on the wing, and I do this long through pass, and he always, almost like 98% of the time gets in front of the ball, in front of the defender.
I noticed that. Not about you.
Yeah, but he wraps up. He's so fast that he's able to get in front of the ball, and then I pull him up the middle, and I try to do a pass with him, Mbappe, and Cavani, and see if something happens.
I noticed that with that. Well, actually, I was playing a guy, and he kept doing that where like he kept waiting for me to move forward, move everybody forward, and he would just like lob it. So he would lob it in a way where it was like completely.
Yeah.
I was completely exposed, and the one player, got it, and so that was his whole thing. And I was like, okay, I got this. After like that's the first that's the thing about I love about playing online is that you don't know who you're playing, right? You're like at the beginning, you're trying to try out like, what is he gonna do? Like, is he better than me? What's his strategy? And that's the one thing that like I've gotten better at. If I don't get scored right away, then I feel like I have a chance, right? Because now I know that what your strategy is. Like, you're trying to bait me, or you're trying to do this. Like, for example, when I played you, I remember that one play you did where like you were running and then you were not going to shoot it. You were going to pass it. So the whole time I was thinking, this guy's going to shoot it. So I better bring one of my defenders to protect that. And what you did was like you passed it to an open man.
Yep.
So now that's the thing. Like as the more you play, the more you become more aware.
Yeah.
And so now people have tried that, and I'm like, okay, I know what he's trying to do.
I've figured it out.
I got this.
Yeah, and it's the relaxing part. I do so much better if I just relax. But lately, I haven't even been able to score. Like, I feel like all of my little tricks that have been working, they got me a 7 and like kept me at 7. It's like the internet. All those people have figured me out too. Those bastards. Sometimes it works. It worked on your brother on that 4-6 game. All my tactics were working in the second half. It fell apart. I should have kept that.
He read you like a book, bro.
I should have kept the ball. I should have stopped like trying to score. I should have just been like an asshole.
Should have been you should have been one of those guys.
Ugh. I still regret it. Yeah.
By the way,
go ahead.
By the way, Brandon, if you happen to have a PS4 and FIFA 20, we would love for you to join. We have a little team going on over here, right, Joao?
We have a soccer stupid community on the ESPN and PlayStation Network, where we are collecting, or in our interviews we're collecting them, and one at a time. And you can either play us individually, Bilbo in the Shire, and then you're like Trump something.
True. Trump's Trump 2020. What is it?
and just find us.
Build that wall.
It's just around you. It's just like a circle wall around you. Would you find us? And anybody who's listening or watching on the YouTubes, hit us up. We're happy to play. We're happy to play a game, and we don't mind getting destroyed. We don't mind our feelings getting hurt.
We're getting used to it. Expect that.
I just want to get better, man. I just want to get better. All right, well, you continue to chug that mystery tea of...
Making me stronger right now.
Bakamui. It's Bakamui. I was thinking about Soccer Stupid merch, so I got my hat here.
I like it.
So I think we're going to be selling that soon. But I was also thinking that we can have a It's Bakalooey hat or mug.
Do we need to reach out to Oscar and make another
we should. I think we should start merchandising our catchphrase.
Well, I think we need to change our logo, like your photo there. It should be my secret drink versus your beer, right?
Oh yeah. We need to get a whole new, the same logo, but one's your vodka cup there, and then a glass of Stella. Get on that Oscar Melendez or Space Kid art. I don't know. I think that's what it is.
You'll hear it at the
listen
end.
to the whole episode. It's on every episode.
Yeah,
we give them props. Episode. We've given them props for 51 episodes. 51 episodes. But I think that does it for episode 51, dude. I think so. We made it this far. I can't believe you are alive this long.
Dude, FIFA 20 is keeping me alive.
It's keeping the heart pumping.
Funny story before we leave the show. So usually I go to bed around like 12 midnight because I'm playing the freaking video games. I'm like...
I stop at 10. I like...
Good.
10's my cap.
So my story is that... last night I actually went to bed at 11 because I was so tired. Aww. And so my wife today in the morning she was like, "What time did you go to bed last night?" I was like, 11. She's like, "Why so late?" I'm like, you don't even know what late is for me. Like she only knows that I go to bed at 11, but I usually go to bed at midnight.
Yeah.
last night I played my last game, and we just talked about this game a few minutes ago where I ended up winning 1-0 against Real Madrid.
Nice.
So, funny story too. I feel like whenever I play Real Madrid, I play Manchester City, except for when I play Rob or Liverpool. I tend to win against those teams, But PSG's the Piedmont, is that what it's called? Piedmont?
Yeah,
the
fake
Italian, Italian
fake Juventus.
Juventus, dude.
Yeah.
I always lose against those guys, and like Ronaldo will make like the craziest goal, like from like half court, and I'm like, what happened to my goalie? Like
that's how I feel about Messi, man.
No, but you know what?
I play games where the dudes are scoring from like freaking half.
Like
field.
I feel like I need to change my team, just like João did. Like he betrayed his Liverpool.
I'm thinking about changing my team again too.
Liverpool.
Hey, let me get a Barcelona.
Piedmont. Huh?
Do it. That'd be great. I'm thinking about going to Barcelona, man. I'm thinking about transferring to Barcelona.
Oh, really? Because I feel like I'm a better fit for Piedmont, whatever it's called. Because I'm like Messi is about art, right? He's like artist. So it's more difficult to really utilize him during
He'd be like
the game.
Pablo Picasso. Pablo was like about 4 foot something.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but Ronaldo is more like straightforward, right? He'll be like half court and boom, goal. You know what I mean? So he's a brute. He's a brute. So he's gonna score it. However, so I've been thinking about it, João.
Do it, Doug.
But you know what? I'm gonna give Barcelona because I would like to master Messi because once he becomes like my brother Anthony, right?
If you can master Messi, you'll never lose again.
Right, because my brother Anthony, he's not, he uses Messi in a way that is like, oh my God, he just scored that down goal from like half court.
It drives me crazy.
Was like, and it just curved.
You can't even stop it.
Like this.
There's no defense in front of it. That's again,
right.
4-2, then 6-4. I mean, it was those kind of goals. They just like he does these half court finesse shots, half court.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I did score one of the beautiful finesse shot with Messi, and it was just it might have been pure luck. Because I've been trying them over and over.
Yeah, that's good.
And it just tends to like die on me. Like it's just like toot, toot. I'm like, what the hell? But the one time it just went like right in the corner, bro.
Maybe that's what I
actually
gotta do.
I might send you. I might put it in on Facebook today.
Do it.
Because I recorded it.
I feel like I feel like I'm trying too hard, and I should just do these shots. Just keep shooting from like a million miles away, and just hope for the best. And stop trying all these like pass.
Because eventually you get intercepted, right? Or
it drives me crazy.
The problem is that when you get intercepted, you're in such a vulnerable position because all your players are forward. So now you have somebody just doing the counterattack, and you only have like 2 defenders.
Yeah,
and it's just like you're just asking for trouble, man.
You know what? Maybe I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change up my style. Also, and my team. Also, when you play these, go ahead.
So who are you thinking about taking again?
I don't know. I really don't want to do Barcelona. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm almost so bored of it because, like, I would say, I'm not even kidding. As just from a metric standpoint, I would say 8 out of 10 times it's Barcelona in that yellow away jersey every single time.
Mickey, it is the worst when I actually also have to play Barcelona.
Do you just play Barcelona all the time?
I play Barcelona like maybe 50% of the time. And it's like, why do I want to play? 80. Why do I want to play
I've gotten
myself?
I've gotten some PSGs, and I always find it annoying. But maybe I'll play I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe you should play LAFC, man. Play LAFC.
Well, they do match you up with similar star ratings, right? So if you actually do play as a lower club, like say, an MLS club, you won't see Barcelona every time. You won't see, you know what I mean?
You see Barcelona like the bench.
They're laughing at you. But maybe
goal.
Maybe that's the trick to stay in Division 7 is play a lesser star level club.
So wait, can you switch teams as where we
you can change it whenever? Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely. Okay, I'll stop. All right, man. It's great. This was a great episode. I think. I've been listening the whole time, and It's a great episode.
No, it's funny how like we're like shifting little by little to FIFA 20. That's like it becomes it's because there's no soccer to watch. So now that's the only thing we can actually talk about because we're so passionate about it.
Passion. I should change the name of the podcast to Passion Podcast.
Soccer Passion.
Sacer Passion. Oh, I like that. Sacer Passion. You know what? Let's start another podcast. What we'll do
After
is
this one?
I'll do Sacer Passion and Soccer Stupid, but it'll be the same episodes and see which one gets popular. Which one gets popular fast. And
Sorry, Soccer Stupid. Sorry, Soccer Stupid. We'll see you.
If Sacer Passion, it could be like all of a sudden it has like 1,000 viewers. See you, Soccer Stupid.
We may have more women looking for passion.
You know what? I'm going to try it as a test. This episode is going to also be played as Sacer Passion. All right, brother. I'll see you in episode 52. See ya. And
Hey, just remember,
I'll see you on the FIFA 20.
Black Lives Matters.
Black Lives Matter. I couldn't even say it. I couldn't even say it.
Black Lives Matter, right?
It's very true.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good ending.
Keep up the work, guys.
Yep. And be safe out there. Okay?
Yes.